Hello everyone, welcome once again to my channel. My name is Luis Portelles, and for today's video we have a very special one because finally we're going to start talking about Miss Universe 2022, or allegedly, based on the rumors that have been coming out for the past few days, might be Miss Universe 2023. But anyways, it's been a while since I made a video about pageantry where I just sit down and talk to you guys about some of my favorite candidates, what's yet to come, the things that I love about them, the pros and cons, and that's precisely the purpose of this video. So today I'm gonna be presenting to you guys my top 20 early favorite candidates for Miss Universe 2022. I really want to emphasize the fact that this is not my top 20. This is not necessarily the candidates that I believe that all of them are gonna make it to the final, but really the ones who have caught my attention so far and that for some reason I have connected to them. So if your favorite didn't make it on the list, do not worry. It is fairly early for the competition. Not all of the candidates have been crowned just yet, and I'm still getting to know them. But anyways, if you guys find some sort of value in this video, the one thing that I'm gonna ask from you is that you leave a like on this video so that you guys recommend it to more people. Subscribe to the channel for more videos like this one almost every single day. And of course, let me know in the comment section what do you think about my comments, my early picks, and anything else that you would like to express so that this is more of an interactive conversation. I won't keep you waiting much longer. I will see you with my top 20 early picks right after the intro.
Be strong.
Alright, so let's get right into it. At number 20, we have none other than Ghana. I feel like the candidate that is representing Ghana this year is such a stunning woman. I really think that the fact that she has no hair, the fact that she's bald, gives her like an edge that no other contestant in the competition has for obvious reasons. But I think that what is most interesting about her is that from all of the photos that I've seen of her on social media, sometimes she has photos with a hairpiece, sometimes she is wearing a hijab, sometimes she is just wearing her crown, or nothing at all, just her bald head, and every single time she looks stunning. And after watching some of her videos, I honestly really connected to her personality, so I think that she will be one of those early coup de coeur. So definitely she had to go on my early picks. Moving on to number 19, we have a country from Europe, none other than Portugal. I feel like this year's candidate for Portugal is such a charismatic woman. I have watched quite a few of her interviews, and honestly, every single time I just feel like her approach to the questions, just like the way that she presents herself and the way that she handles herself publicly is so refreshing. She seems to be a very down-to-earth woman, and I feel like that's one of the reasons why I'm able to relate to her a little bit. And of course, we cannot ignore the elephant in the room. She is also very beautiful. So maybe this time around, Europe will get lucky during Miss Universe, and some of the European candidates that I will be talking about during this video have really strong chances of placing, and in my opinion, Portugal is one of the front runners in that particular aspect. At number 18, we have the Barbie doll of this year's batch, Ukraine. I think that for this candidate in particular, I don't necessarily have to explain myself too much on why I decided to put her on the list. This woman, it is definitely so beautifully striking. From the first time that I saw her, I just told myself, Jesus, she looks like Barbie. I don't know, it's impossible that someone looks this good, so maybe the photos are modified or something. So I went on her social media, her Instagram, I watched even the videos, and she looks just as good on video. So I think that for the Miss Universe fans out there who are really going for the looks, who are really going for a specific type of women, I feel like they will be rooting for Ukraine this year for sure. When it comes to personality, of course, I mean, given the situation of everything that is happening in her country, she seems to be very committed to that cause. She talks a lot about it, and I personally think that's amazing. She's using the platform accordingly. I did notice that perhaps she is not as fluent in English, so my only advice for her will be that during the competition, especially during a Q&A segment or something, if she needs to talk about her country, to go with a translator to make sure that her ideas are precise, concise, and specific. At number 17, we have Panama. When I was looking at this candidate's photos, the first thing that came to mind were like those 90s supermodels, Linda Evangelista, Kate Moss, this type of women who have such a unique type of beauty, especially based on some of the photos that were posted after her coronation. They seem like ads for like very expensive luxury brands, I don't know, but I definitely thought that she had that it factor in terms of how well she registers on camera. And if I'm being quite honest, I feel like a position number 17 for Panama, it's a little conservative from my end. The only reason why she's not further on the list is because I haven't had as much time to really look into her full performance, her communication skills, all of the social media and all of that, like social cause and all of those. But just based on the things that I had the chance to see so far from her, I think that she's going to be a threat within the competition. So please keep an eye on Panama. At number 16, we have a candidate that I had the pleasure to cover her national competition. I am talking about Indonesia. Laxmi has the duty to represent Indonesia internationally at Miss Universe, and we all know that this is not a small feat because Indonesians take their candidates very, very seriously. But my belief is that they are in good hands because based on her performance during Puerto Indonesia 2022, I think that Laxmi did such an amazing job. I remember her Q&A segment. She is a great communicator. I also watched her segment for the Miss Universe channel with Celeste Cortesi, and both of them were incredible in the debate that they had about cyberbullying. Once again, in terms of ranking, I feel like I'm being conservative here for Laxmi because outside of the pageants per se, I haven't had the chance to really look too much into her entire, personality, or the things that she likes, or her interests, or her advocacy. I remember all of the things that I saw, like the technical competitions such as evening gown and all of that, and like the Q&A and conversations, of course, but I still feel like I need a little bit more information about her. At number 15, we have a small country. However, they never disappoint in terms of the candidates that they sent to international pageants. Of course, I'm talking about Curacao. This woman is so stunning. I think that in terms of looks and aesthetics, she's one of the most cohesive candidates in this year's edition of Miss Universe. I really appreciate the makeup, the hairstyles, the outfits, and I'm not just talking about this photo, but I'm talking about her social media as a whole, and even the photos that I saw of her during the coronation night of Miss Universe Curacao. She looked so stunning. For some reason, when I look at her facial features remind me a little bit of a Kardashian, like a little bit of a Kim Kardashian. And I personally say that as the best compliment. I know that not everyone is a fan of the Kardashians, but I think that Kim is so beautiful, so beautiful. So this comparison is really coming from the best of places, okay, with the best intention in mind. Moving on to number 14, we have Guatemala. Ivana is one of the candidates that a lot of people have been talking about for the longest time because, well, first, she was crowned a while ago, so we know that she's going to go to Miss Universe for quite some time, but also because she previously competed at Miss Grand International. When I think of her year at Miss Grand International, which I did have the chance to go back and kind of like rewatch it, she was really stunning. I loved her pasarela. I just love her confidence. Her energy on stage is really infectious. And I must dare to say that she is one of the strongest communicators that I've seen so far when it comes to the girls. The only reason why Ivana is at number 14 on my list is because I feel like at some point, mostly in the beginning, there was some inconsistency in terms of the styling, but I feel like up until this point, it has been rectified. There was a very personal message that she wanted to transmit, to put out there, so we must respect those things, of course. But I am a lot more pleased with what I'm seeing so far from Ivana, and of course, the potential was always there. So let's give her a little bit more time to see how she evolves right before the competition. We still have a few months before Miss Universe happens, but I'm really excited to see what she's going to do during the actual pageant. At number 13, we have a stunning candidate. I'm talking about Brazil. Mia is one of the strongest candidates in this year's edition of Miss Universe. Right after her coronation moment, there was a lot of buzz around her, not only because of her very striking facial features, her beautiful physique, but as well because of her intellect. Especially during the Q&A segment, she showcased her capacities. This is an intelligent woman. Brazil has been doing so well consistently in pageantry up until recently being the first runner-up in Miss Universe. So I think that with the right team, with the right support, which I know that Brazil is able to provide, Mia has really good chances of placing high in Miss Universe, and who knows, maybe even winning the crown. I still want to see a little bit more from her because I feel like there was a lot of buzz around her in the first few days after the coronation, and then I haven't heard as much ever since. But also, I must admit, like, I haven't been fully submerged in the pageant bubble. Sometimes we take like little breaks here and there. But I think that in terms of this year's edition of Miss Universe, she's one of the candidates that we need to keep an eye on because she is going somewhere. Ela é tão bonita. Child, let me move on to number 12. We have Angola representing for the African girls, looking stunning. I love this woman. I was looking at her photos and I fell in love. Simple as that. No, but seriously, I think that when it comes to her facial features, let's address that part. The girl is so fair. I think that aesthetically speaking, she has one of the most beautiful faces in the competition. Same thing when it comes to her physique and the physical condition overall. My girl seems to be in shape. So whoever is helping you at the gym, you know, the training and all of that, I'm gonna need a number. As a matter of fact, I was looking through her social media and I think that she had one of the most balanced profiles in terms of the photos, the videos, and, you know, the advocacies that she was showcasing. I also recall watching some footage from her coronation night and she was just like so eye-catching. The girl, you just couldn't take your eyes off her. I love that for Angola, and I think that they're really in good hands this year at Miss Universe. She seems to be a really good speaker. Once again, don't quote me on that. I still need to look for more videos and like more interviews, perhaps like more conversations, but she does seem to be a very effective communicator. So that's still important. We all know that, you know, the fans sometimes are divided. They want the looks or they want the communication. I want both. And I think that Angola is giving us that. And the last candidate before we get into my top 10, at number 11, we have Mauritius. Alexandrine Belletoile, who actually had the opportunity to compete and represent Mauritius at Miss Supranational this year. I think that this woman is gonna place high in the competition. For those of you who followed Miss Supranational, you know what she's capable of in terms of performance. Not only she is extremely beautiful, but also she is extremely gracious. When she walks on stage, she's elegant, she's effortless, she just has that je ne sais quoi, so beautiful. And I also think that she's a very relatable speaker, meaning that she might not be like the most fluent one or the one who has like the exact precise word for every single, you know, moment, but whenever she's speaking, you can relate to what she's telling you. She seems to be like a very down-to-earth person, and that's something that I know to be true for a lot of people from Mauritius, which I have quite a few friends. Qui manière? Maman peut dire zoten affaires, mon quoi li bien joli, et mon sûr li pour en zot fier pendant Miss Universe. If Miss Mauritius manages to perform well during this year's edition, she might become one of the very first time, if not the first time, that Mauritius places within Miss Universe. So I'm really crossing my fingers for my girl, because this is not only for Mauritius, but also for my friends. Come on, everyone. All right, now let's get into my top 10. So excited. In the 10th position, we have an emergent pageant powerhouse. We have Vietnam. This year's title holder from Miss Universe Vietnam is so strikingly beautiful. I don't think that I have ever seen a bad photo of her. She knows her angles, she knows how to project to the camera, she has a very likable personality, and from what I've seen so far, she seemed to be really invested in her preparation for Miss Universe. I did get to follow her national pageant as well. I followed a lot of the footage that was posted through the Miss Universe organization when Harnas went to Vietnam as well. And I think that just in terms of support, Miss Universe Vietnam has become one of the major pageants in the world. So I wouldn't be surprised to see this woman go to Miss Universe and really slay the competition, go beyond everyone's expectation. So I'm really excited for her, and I think that if she's able to really perform so well, she is going to definitely consolidate the powerhouse status of Vietnam. At number 9, we have Peru. Alessia Rovegno. I did make a reaction video to her full performance here on my channel. And although I know that in the very beginning, the audience was a little split in terms of Alessia being crowned the title holder for Peru, I think that there is something really special about Alessia. Some of you might not see it right away, but I believe that the woman might surprise us all. So let's address the elephant in the room. In the very beginning, people were complaining about the communication skills, about some of the technical aspects such as pasarela. Okay, I can see where you're coming from, but at the same time, and this is something that I did mention during my reaction video, guys, don't forget that Alessia was crowned and she had months to prepare for Miss Universe. There is something undeniable about her, and that is just her beauty. When you look at this woman, this is not an average beauty. This woman is a standout. If you put her in a room full of people, you are going to notice her. And I think that with the right team, with the right support, people helping her with her communication skills, people making sure that she looks incredible while she's walking on stage, that she knows how to pose, that she knows how to, hit all of the technicalities that we expect from the candidates. I think that she will be incredible if she's able to manage all of that. So I'm not counting her out. I think that she will go far. Now the rest, it's up to her. At number 8, we have another country who is currently emerging in pageantry as well. We're talking about Cambodia. Manny Tehang is the candidate with the responsibility to represent Cambodia internationally at Miss Universe. I am personally so pleased with this woman. I think that she is so beautiful. I think that she is so delicate, so relatable, so approachable, and based on my personal experience, one of the most down-to-earth candidates so far. I did have the chance to chat with her a few times very briefly on Instagram, and I just got very positive vibes from her. In terms of the track record, I think that Cambodia could definitely benefit from someone like Manita. And let's face it as well, we know that there's some people out there who really appreciate her, some people who don't appreciate her as much, but that's something that is common for every single candidate out there. There's always someone who is going to complain. But when you think about all of the things that a beauty queen needs to deliver, for me, she definitely checks all the boxes, and I am beyond excited for her journey at Miss Universe. Moving on to number 7, we have India. Divita Rai has probably the hardest and the most challenging task this year because she is representing the country that is currently reigning at Miss Universe. That is definitely not an easy task, and I think that compared to everyone else in the competition, she will really have to go above and beyond to be able to pull a back-to-back win. This is something that is almost impossible at Miss Universe, but based on the different materials that I have seen so far from Divita, I think that she definitely has what it takes with the right support system and with the right preparation. She's working closely with the Miss Diva organization, which are known for delivering incredible candidates. So if they saw something special in her, I am sure that she will not let us down. I will even say that my ranking here at number 7, it is a little conservative, and that's because she was just crowned. It's been just a few days, so realistically we haven't had as much material or as many interviews to really see her personality, her intellect, and all of that. But the ones that I have seen so far are really remarkable. She's one of the queens who is on my list to come here and visit us at the channel, so hopefully I will get to interview her and present her to you guys. And by the way, now that I mentioned that, I must say, if you guys have candidates that you would like me to interview, of course, as much as possible, if they want, if they accept, let me know in the comment section, and I will be more than glad to shoot them a message or to their organizations and see if we can come up with a little meeting for you guys. Moving on to number 6, we have Colombia. Maria, or Mafe, as a lot of you guys like to call her. It's such a beautiful woman, one of the strongest candidates in this year's batch for sure, and I personally think that she's going to do an incredible job at Miss Universe. Ever since it was announced that she was going to be the candidate representing Colombia, there was like a lot of hype around her, so it seems like people were just waiting forever to have this opportunity and go and represent the country internationally. This is not going to be an easy task, especially being the successor to Valeria Ayos. I think that it's going to be hard, but I can see a lot of the qualities that are required to pull this off in Mafe, so I do think that she can go ahead and win the entire thing. You know, as a matter of fact, I think that anyone within the top 10 can actually win the competition. It just really depends on the last few moments, you know, how you perform, the Q&A, how you perform on that as well, and after that, it's really up to you. So already putting her at number 6, she might go and win the entire thing. At number 5 on my list, we have the incredible South Africa, Ndavi Nokeri. I am so excited for Ndavi. I think that based on the candidates, that I have covered here on the channel, she's one of the candidates that I covered really closely. I've been able to see firsthand what she's capable of in terms of communication skills, in terms of relatability, in terms of opening up about her struggles, and especially after going through a system such as Miss South Africa, who shares so much information, so much material with the fans, and also who teaches so much to the queens. I think that in terms of the format of a pageant and just like the approach to it, the way that Miss South Africa does it, it's one of my favorites in the entire world. So because of that, my expectations for Ndavi are really high. And in my opinion, she is one of the candidates from the African continent that has the biggest chance of placing high at Miss Universe. Not just because of the sash factor of South Africa, but just because of what she brings to the table as a candidate, as an individual. And by the way, let me just plug it in. If you guys love Ndavi and you want to get to know her better, make sure that you tune in for my live interview with her on August 7th. Go to my channel, check it out, and you will find all of the information about it right there. But she will be here on the channel as a guest. At number 4 on the list, a country that I am expecting so much from this year, we have Venezuela. Amanda Dudamel is definitely one of the threats in this year's competition. I don't think there are many candidates in the competition who are as beautiful, as graceful, as kind, as approachable, as relatable, and who is able to do it also effortlessly. I remember watching some of her videos on social media, some of the interviews. I think that she is just so incredible, especially when she's speaking in Spanish. I feel like there's a certain warmth that just comes out of her that I think are definitely going to help her go far in the competition. Some of the things that I have criticized before about other Venezuelan queens is how technical they can be sometimes. You know, it seems like everything needs to be like on point and precisely you hit the mark when you're doing the pasarela, when you're doing this. But I don't get those vibes from Amanda. I think that she is really going to just enjoy the competition, showcase the base of herself. And I remember as well the video that she made with Miss Universe where she had like the look, like the makeup look. She's just so likable. Like I see her and I want to be friends with her. And that's what we need from a Miss Universe in 2022. I think that she's also going to be very good at attracting a younger audience. So I don't know. Miss Universe, look at your priorities, play your cards properly. But Amanda, my girl, be ready because you might be the one. At number 3, we have Thailand. In terms of the looks, Anne is one of the most beautiful candidates, no doubt, hands down, of the entire competition. I think that there is something just so refined about the way that she looks and her aesthetics, facial features, glam, makeup, hair, styling, everything is truly on point. And of course, coming from Thailand, having arguably one of the most influential organizations in the world, one of the organizations with the most backing in terms of support, in terms of budget, in terms of production, I was expecting nothing less from Thailand. I know that a lot of people were disappointed with the outcome of last year's edition of Miss Universe when it comes to Thailand placing. However, I do believe that Anne will be able to place once again for Thailand and put them back at the top. It's been a long time, guys. I truly feel like it's time for Thailand to win a crown. They have been doing the most for the longest time, and I would just love to see those efforts, you know, being compensated. I also want to mention about Anne. Her story is so inspiring, so uplifting, and something that I know that a lot of people around the world are going to connect with. So what else do you want? It's like a win-win situation. You have the beautiful woman, you have the inspiring story, you have the communication skills, the look. What else do you want? Now we're gonna get into my top 2, and I'm going to say I was going back and forth between the two of them. I couldn't decide who was gonna be 1 and 2, but at the end of the day, I just decided to settle with my gut feeling and at the same time with what I know. Because as I told you guys, this is my top 20 early favorites, meaning that this is not a top picks. These are the candidates who personally have caught my attention. So at number 2, we have Puerto Rico. I think that Ashley is one of the most stunning queens that I have seen in a while. This woman is so beautiful, so impactful. From the moment that she walks out on stage, you cannot deny her presence. I watched the preliminary competition for Miss Puerto Rico. I watched the final competition for Miss Puerto Rico, and she was every single time a standout. All of the candidates were amazing, but from the moment that Ashley walked on that stage, you could only see her. You could only listen to her. You could only appreciate her because she was that remarkable. And of course, she has some pageantry experience. She has competed at Miss USA, and then she went to Puerto Rico and she just won the entire thing. I can definitely see why there is so much hype around her, because I think that she hits all of the marks. The beauty, the grace, the communications, the experience, the intellect. I could listen to her for hours and I wouldn't get tired. Every single photo shoot is incredible, so she will be super appealing for sponsors. And at the end of the day, I think that for anyone within the top 10, within the top 5, it's really going to be of what is the Miss Universe organization looking for? What's the strategy? What is it that they need in a queen in 2022, especially after all of the hardships that have been revealed? So I think that the outcome of the competition will boil down to that, but I have no doubt in my mind that Ashley has what it takes to be the next Miss Universe. And last but not least, the moment that all of you guys have been waiting for, my number 1 pick so far for Miss Universe goes to Philippines, Celeste Cortesi. And I can already hear you guys complaining in the comment section like, Luis, the bias, Luis, this and that. Listen to me, okay? I feel like in terms of all of the candidates that I covered so far for Miss Universe, in terms of their competitions and the different things that they did, Celeste is the one that I covered extensively. Not only for her coronation night, but also for every single category, every single challenge of Miss Universe Philippines this year. I had her here on the channel for an interview before she was even crowned as Miss Universe. I have been able to stay in touch with her from time to time through DMs, and I had the opportunity to see firsthand, to experience firsthand how incredible this woman is. Lots of people will complain about, you know, the communication skills and about the how Filipina think, but y'all cannot deny the potential of this woman, her beauty, her grace, how impactful she is. Whenever this woman releases a photo or a video, everyone on social media needs to stop and appreciate. There's just like this power, this X factor about her that not a lot of people have, and I think it's quite rare, if I'm being honest. And most importantly for me is that she's a woman who seems to speak from the heart. She's not trying, it's not pageant patty, she's not coming up with, intricate terms and trying to make it overly intellectual. She will tell you precisely what she feels and how she feels. And another thing that I will say, I might catch some heat because of this, but Celeste Cortesi was crowned fairly early this year, and I feel like a lot of the candidates who have been crowned ever since kind of follow the same mold of Celeste Cortesi. So I don't want to say that she set the tone for the competition, but at the end of the day, all I can say is I believe in my girl Celeste. I think that she has what it takes. She will be an incredible Miss Universe, and she has all of the support in the world to pull that off, bring more visibility to the organization, do incredible thing with her advocacy, which is so important about the indigenous people in the Philippines. And she just has everything that it takes, and I stand by that, whether people like it or not. Alright everyone, so there you go. That was my very, 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 very long video about my top 20 early picks for Miss Universe 2022. Please let me know in the comment section, what do you think about my picks, my comments, my reasoning, my arguments, anything else that you would like to express, just go and leave it in the comment section. As I said, if you want me to interview some of these candidates, let me know. Who do you want me to talk to? What do you want me to ask them? Which countries do you want me to, maybe review a little closer as well? And I will be more than glad to take into consideration all of your requests. While you're at it, don't forget to hit the like button so this video gets recommended to more people. Subscribe to the channel for more videos like this one almost every single day. And as usual, I'm gonna send you all of my love, all of my kisses, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye everyone.